everyone to our show Brunch Time with Asphandiar and my co-host Gada and Julia. My name is Asphandiar Wadiwalla. Thank you everyone for viewing our show. I'm so excited and delighted that our show is being appreciated, and I'm thankful to my co-host and the management of TV Chaar concept Heima Khan for creating this amazing show which has got entertainment element as well as empowerment for women and youth. Thank you.
I'm Gada Hamadani. Thank you very much for all your remarks and positive comments. That's why we're here again with you. So you'll see us again in the next episode every week.
Thank you. I'm Julia Cosby, and I think you will enjoy the future episodes.
Okay, Asphandiar, who is bringing us today?
Oh, Gada, today we have got a celebrity, empowered lady from Hamburg. Her name is Arzu Qaderi. She's really a very talented person. She has done great work in her life and is a producer and director of a documentary, My Afghan Diary.
That's fantastic. Let's bring her on.
Yes, let's go.
Yes, here is Arzu Qaderi. Good afternoon, Toronto, Canada. Good evening, Hamburg, Germany. We welcome our distinguished celebrity guest, Princess Arzu Qaderi from Hamburg, Germany. Brunch Time Rendezvous with Asphandiar and my two charming co-guests, Gada Hamadani and Julia Cosby. We welcome Arzu Qaderi.
Welcome, Arzu, and thanks for being here today with us. Arzu, could you please just introduce yourself to our audience?
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I would like to send each and every one of you lots of love from Hamburg. What can I say about myself? Introduce myself. To make it brief and short, I'm a filmmaker, a presenter, journalist, and an activist. I was based in London. Currently, I'm based in Hamburg.
Tell us about some of the activities you're participating in Hamburg. I know that right now you're not in London, you're in Hamburg. So what is there really to do during a COVID lockdown?
Well, it's a bit difficult to do during COVID with so many restrictions, but health comes first. And I've started working on my own TV show here in Hamburg last year, August. And the show was called Geh deinen Weg Empowerment for Life. So it's basically about people who contribute to society in a positive manner and to make the world a better place. So currently I'm kind of doing the show, not as frequently as we were planning to do because of COVID. But I guess in difficult times like this, we just have to make the most of our time.
Well, it seems like you're very busy right now, although I feel like 2021 will be a very busy year for you, especially when restrictions start rising and you can actually get out there and start doing things. What does 2021 hold for you?
I hope so. Thank you for being so optimistic. I was actually keen to release my film. I worked on a film called My Afghan Diary. I went to Kabul, Afghanistan in September 2017 for the first time since childhood. And I actually wanted to release the film last year after it's being shown at various festivals. So I put that on hold. And since many people have contacted me, I decided that I should, by the end of this year, I should release the film. So that's my goal for 2021.
Would you tell us a little bit about it?
The film is basically about Afghan women who, despite so many struggles, follow their dreams and aspirations and still chase it, because I personally feel that no matter what we go through in life and whatnot, what really keeps us going are our dreams. And if women in Kabul can do it, so can women, girls and men worldwide. And that's basically my message.
In continuation, Arzu, I would like to ask in continuation of Gada's question, would you tell our viewers of TV Chaar what hurdles you faced when you went to shoot My Afghan Diary and what all you experienced, because you were visiting Afghanistan after a couple of years and it's a very dangerous territory, and what all you saw and how you felt that the woman can be further empowered.
I think, in fact, not a couple of years. I left Afghanistan at the age of 4. So I went to Kabul in September 2017, where I was actually born. I mean, because of the circumstances there, political circumstances, without wanting to go into deep about that, it's forbidden to film, to record, to take pictures in public. No matter where you are, no matter which city in Afghanistan, it is forbidden. So you will get punished if you get caught. And especially for me, from a woman point of view, to make a film like that, and especially on women empowerment, was even more of a risk. But I had, however, family members who I trusted very much, and I felt very comfortable around them, that I was in good hands, because it was my first time going there, such as my mom, such as my cousin, who were my biggest support system while I was in Kabul, because yes, I can speak the language, but I wasn't very familiar with the culture, because I was raised in the Western world. So for me to cover up, of course, which I had to do and adapt to, and which I respect, I just to give you a brief example, I was hiding at my cousin's car at the back seat to film the streets of Kabul. And I was literally hiding under my sort of burqa so that no one can see it. And I took pictures of the mountains, but being quite far. So every material that I was able to get within those 12 days, I did, but it was very, very difficult. The second part of the documentary, I filmed at Kabul Theatre, which is extremely famous. Even Hollywood and Bollywood actors used to go there, such as Amitabh Bachchan used to go there a lot. And I went there to interview the director of this theatre. And only 4 days after I filmed that and interviewed those women, a bomb fell right in front of the theater and over 40 people died. So these are all the emotional experience. Despite my film being a success so far, it's still these experience and emotions that sort of I carry with me probably for the rest of my life, I would say,
While we were doing the filming and you've been, it's like living some time there. So what are some of the challenges Afghani women, faces there? If you can tell us, how do they live? Well, give us a glimpse, it's like how life looks for women there in Afghanistan.
I think from a woman to woman, you would probably agree that it's never easy being a woman. And I'm not trying to play the victim card. I just feel even in Germany, women can vote since 19, well, it's about 60 years to 65 years, which is not long considering Germany is so open-minded. Yes, things have improved even in Afghanistan, but I would say that we're still not there yet, because I strongly support equality, and women in different countries never have it easy. I mean, we all know the reasons, but with this film, I was hoping, and I'm still hoping, that I could bring across a message for women worldwide, that if those women can do it, so can you.
And this again is a continuation. Tell us that your My Afghan Diary was shown in how many festivals around the world?
So the first festival, my film was shown at Salerno Film Festival in Italy. And I must say it took me by surprise, because I didn't study film. I had no experience. I studied journalism and interpreting. That was my field of expertise, which I'm good at. But film was something that was very unknown to me. But the brief story I would like to share is, since I was a little girl, I used to tell my parents, if I ever was to go to Afghanistan, I would like to do something. I mean, being so young and naive, you don't know what that something was, but that drive of being in a country where I have everything, I wanted to make that film. Having said that, I never experienced or expected to receive any recognition. So I received a trophy from Salerno Festival in Italy out of hundreds of documentaries. My documentary, My Afghan Diary, which was very overwhelming. And then a month later, I was in India, where my film was shown at Jaipur International Film Festival. It won Best Documentary in the best sort of category. And in fact, the day the award was held, I went from Jaipur back to Mumbai, because like I said, this is a passion project. I never expected it to win a prize. when I arrived at Mumbai airport, all the filmmakers messaged me saying, "Your film won an award. Where are you?" And it was so overwhelming that I had tears in my eyes at the airport, because I just left earlier, because I was like, I just didn't think of the fact that I would win an award and everyone is asking where I was. And then I was April in Canada. I was in Calgary. This festival, Picture This Film Festival, I respect them very much, because Picture Film Festival in Calgary, they support films who are about disabled people, to support and encourage disabled people. However, the director of the festival, Cheryl, who I respect very much, she came across my film, and she said to me, despite our festival being about disabilities, Arzu, I truly respect what you do for not just women in Afghanistan, but worldwide, and would like to invite you to come to Canada to show your film, which was, I must say, very overwhelming. And then in November 2019, I was at Cannes Mediterranean Film Festival, where my film won an award, also in the category Best Short Documentary. Sorry, so many things. When you've asked me the question, it's not so overwhelming when I talk about it. Like I said, I'm not a filmmaker. This was a passion project. But it makes me feel happy and proud when I share this, because I feel I've done something for women, and I hope that the younger generations of girls can only learn from it to do that as well. So just to finish off the answer, my film was supposed to show in South America, in Chile. And the one thing that really made me emotional, and my family, which I would proudly like to share, is I remember being in London, and I was a bit emotional when I was trying to release the trailer. And I thought to myself, there's so many powerful women in the world. There are so many. Let's start from Theresa May. Let's start from Angela Merkel. If these women cannot understand what I feel and why I made this film, and I self-funded this film, then I don't know what to say. So I sat with a pen and a paper in my living room, and I wrote Theresa May, the previous Prime Minister, a letter. And I just really shed my heart out. I told her sort of everything why I made this film and whatnot. And believe it or not, to my surprise, 2 weeks later, I received a response from her, from Theresa May, how much she respected what I did for those women, and that anyway, but you asked me earlier on about women and how they feel. So you could probably feel right now what I feel from a woman point of view to both of you, or even you, Asphandiar. If Theresa May sends me a letter and acknowledges what I did, there's no prouder moment for me than experiencing that.
Do you have a favorite scene of the movie that maybe was very close to your heart, or something that you watch over and it hits you in a very special place in your heart when you watch it?
This first part of the film is an actress who is over 50 now. In one part she said, because I'm so famous in my country, because I'm an actress, whenever I go out, people recognize me. And my son said to me once, "Mom, I wish you were not an artist. Mom, I wish you were not an actress." And because I was sitting next to these women in my film, I could feel what she felt, and I had to, in the interviews, really sort of pull myself together. And that was probably the best scene for me, because she was so honest about her feelings and what her son has said to her, that whenever I think about my film, or when I get asked questions such as yours right now, that particular scene goes through my head, because it was such a powerful message.
How do you feel that your life differs from those who currently live in Afghanistan right now? Because you grew up in a very different environment, in a very European environment.
Yes, I mean, I've been very, very fortunate. I was raised in Germany. I lived 12 years in London. I graduated in London. I did everything there. Believe it or not, I feel kind of guilty, because I have the pleasure of having and making my own decisions as a woman, such as I can wear what I would like to wear, I can date whoever I would like to date, and I can choose how I would like my life to be. So, and they can't. So therefore, I do feel privileged, but also also guilty, I would say. Why am I so lucky and they are not? Yeah, it does make me think sometimes.
Arzu, before we proceed further, lunchtime rendezvous with our Chaar TV Chaar, and it's a concept of Heima Khan, who is the managing director of TV Chaar here in Mississauga, which is a part of GTA, Toronto. And I would like to proceed further with my question, which is about your film only, with your My Afghan Diary only, that you would recall that I've given you a rain check to come to Toronto, invited you nearly 2 years ago, and God willing, that dream would be fulfilled during 2021. You would be coming to Toronto on a minimum of 1 week's visit. During that visit, Chaar TV would be our main media channel for our promotion. Plus, we would be visiting various, as I have promised you, to take you to various dignitaries at a provincial level, and even the weather and everything permits, we may even visit Ottawa with you and try to screen your film wherever is it possible. Plus, we will try to get interviews, we'll arrange some media coverage also, and we will do our best to give you the best from Toronto, Canada.
You are making me cry. I worked so hard, and this film is my passion project, and there's nothing better when people support me and what I do. Gosh, I can't believe I'm getting emotional about what you've just said. Thank you so much. It humbles me because I work so hard and I want the world to be a better place. And I made this film. I self-funded this film. I went to get a credit card and I thought to myself, if people don't want to sponsor my project, I'm going to have to do it myself. There's so many women, so many people who are in need, who want to be in a better world, and nobody deserves to live in a country which gets bombed over 40 years. Each and every one of us deserve to have a happy and a good life, all of us, because life is short, and what I do, whatever I do, I put my heart and soul into it. And I'm so grateful for everything that you've just taught me on Asphandiar, and I'm so grateful to you, Heima, for all of you beautiful ladies, for taking your time out and for taking your time out of this busy schedules to actually talk to me and to interview me about actually what I'm basically passionate about. So that's why I'm a bit emotional right now.
Arzu, I'll continue my question. You know, from day one I met you about 4 years ago. I have adored you. I have supported you wholeheartedly, and due to that, you have been awarded a federal citation from then Federal Minister of Transport from Canada, of our House of Commons, which is our highest legislative assembly. And how do you feel that you were honored from a federal government of Canada?
It was a moment. I clearly remember that day. I couldn't believe my eyes. Believe it or not, I was shaking because I thought to myself, this is something not everyone gets, and for me to get that, what have I done? So that was my first thought. I had all these kind of emotions through my head, and I'm so grateful for it. I actually have it in my room. I have a huge table. Whenever I go into my room right here, it's right in front of me amongst all my other awards and everything. And it's green, which is even more eye-catchy. So I see it whenever I enter the room.
Yeah, Arzu, it's like, what are your plans for the New Year's? You know, there are many years coming, you know, it's like with these circumstances and the crisis we're going through, and your experience, your life, what are your plans for the future?
Well, I'm working, like I have my show here in Germany, which we would like to, you know, have more international guests, because so many people have asked me, yes, your show is in German, are you willing, or is it possible to do it in English? That's something I'm working on, because I would like to give different people from different countries a platform to find their voices on my show. And like I said earlier, to release my film. And there's actually another project that I'm working on, which is also a film, which will be my second documentary. And hopefully, I'm starting to work on it. COVID is stopping me a bit, so I'm not quite sure when I can start with that. So I have some ideas in regards to making films, and even in Germany, my film was shown. And since I'm a German citizen, they really appreciated my film. So hopefully, I'll be getting a bit more support from the government here to show another film, which is something that I'm looking forward to.
Arzu, is there anything in pipeline, as you are a TV anchor and a host of a show, to do something for empowerment of women and youth in Afghanistan? I'm really concerned because the education level and literacy rate are too low in Afghanistan, but you are sitting in Europe. You can do a lot to create awareness among young women, children, and our youth, how they can come out of this century-old traditions. They have to come out and face the world, the current world. We are in the 21st century. So what have you any plans to do for your country as a community service?
When I decided to make the show Geh deinen Weg Empowerment for Life, Geh deinen Weg basically means to go your way, to lead your path, which each and every one of us do. I talked to the team with the TV channel, to my bosses, and I said to them, look, we live in a society where I feel young people tend to get more into drugs or alcohol, or they don't know what they want, or many other circumstances. I want to give ordinary people a platform to come on my show. Ordinary people, I mean people where I feel their voice hasn't been heard yet. And to me, ordinary people are just like celebrities, no matter who they are, whether it's Hollywood actors or famous singers. Those ordinary people deserve a voice too. And this is where my journey starts, where I'm giving a platform where people can watch online, they can watch live, they can watch on TV. These days, everyone has a smartphone, so there's no excuse. Even in Kabul, people have watched my show or even the trailer of my film, and they felt inspired. And I also would like to invite more refugee women on the show, and also refugee men, because I believe in equality. And what I'm sort of grateful for is that on my show I can do it in Farsi, in English, or in German or Hindi, as long as I interpret it, which is fine. If someone doesn't speak it, or they only speak Farsi, and it's a refugee, you know, for them to tell their story, it's not an issue. So that is a good platform which has been offered to me.
Arzu, if you have the chance and you have the option to redo your life, would you take the same course, same path? If you go back to where you were young, would you take the same choices you've done to redo your life? Would you choose different path?
That's a very good question. I always wanted to take this path, but I was too scared. I must say, I was scared. I was scared about taking this path in a world of media, of women and equality and things like that. I was always passionate about, and I always knew that there would be people who would disagree with me. But I actually, quite honest with you, when I was a little girl, I always used to say to my parents, I want to become a stewardess. I love flying. I love those big planes. I really want to be on a plane every day. So I wanted to, you know, sort of work at the airport. That was just a little dream. I actually don't regret my choices. There are certain things where I felt I regretted, but looking back, I don't. When you look back, you can somehow, I think, feel that it was all kind of meant to be.
And on behalf of TV Chaar, its management, and our team, my co-host, concept of Heima Khan, and a whole technical team, I thank you for taking out your precious time, and we hope you will be doing some great work from your base in Hamburg, Germany, and we hope to see you definitely in 2021 here in Canada along with us, so we can really do something for you in a much greater way in person. So would you like to give some concluding remarks for the viewers of TV Chaar, for the management, and for our show Brunch Time with Asphandiar and co-host? We would love to have your comments.
With pleasure. I would like to thank TV Chaar and Heima Khan and all of you for having me. Thank you so much for your time. I'm so grateful, and I was so excited and looking forward to it. I actually have family and friends who are very keen to tune in as well. So thank you so much for supporting me, and thank you so much to TV Chaar for believing in my vision and what I love to do.
Goodbye and thank you
Bye.
and have a good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. We are about to conclude our episode of Brunch Time Rendezvous with Asphandiar and our co-hosts Ghada Amdani and Julia. We have a final entertainment segment. We are going to give you a song sung by Amelia Chen Ramos, who is a well-known singer of Toronto and GTA. So here we go with Amelia.
Once again, thank you very, very much to the management of TV Chaar for inviting me over to perform for you guys today and for letting me join this awesome show. This is called Brunch Time Rendezvous with Asphandiar and co-hosts. Once again, thank you.
Give me your attention, baby. I gotta tell you something about yourself. You're wonderful, flawless, who you're sexy, lady. But you walk around here like you wanna be someone else. Oh, wow. Oh boy, I know you know it, but you're fine, so fine. Oh, wow. Oh boy, I'm gonna show you when you're mine, oh mine. Treasure, that is what you are. Honey, you're my golden star. You know you can make my wish go true. If you let me treasure you. If you let me treasure you. Oh, oh. Pretty boy, you should be smiling. A boy like you should never look so blue. You're everything I see in my dreams. No one would say that to you.